Dr. Toyland.
All right, so let's check out the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Primal Series Atreui by Spero Toys, right? I've seen these guys, I've seen the smaller scale figures, and yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, I did not order it initially. I was kind of like, something about it looked a little off, whatever. Ordered it on a whim, finally arrived, and I love this figure. This is great. Um, I think immediately what I noticed when it arrived, it's very reminiscent of like the battle beasts of of the 80s. So if you were into those, you might be into these as well. Obviously, a larger scale. This is a like a 1/12 scale figure, but they all have this cool, animal human look to them, which is, if you're into that thing, this is probably for you also, right? So let's check out how he moves, right? Head movement is great. I mean, he moves, he looks up, he looks all around. Whee, super fun, right? Shoulder movements. Shoulders go up, as they should. They do a little spin. He does have like a like a butterfly kind of joint, which is really, unique for a, not a new line, because they've been doing this for a couple of years already now, but an independent toy line that has that much articulation is pretty good. You have your double jointed elbows. So, I mean, he's got these muscles, so he doesn't move like all the way in. Like, he can't like touch his shoulder with his hand, but it moves enough for the figure. It's a big bulky guy, Mr. Lion Man. These are the kings of the pest. Wrong lion. Come on, guy. Then you got our hands. Again, pretty good movement. Not great movement, but pretty good. He does have really great movement though at his joint on his torso, and then he also has the waist. Just got up after battle. But yeah, twist all the way back. He's this cool rubbery piece here, so he does have movement from his legs, and it does not completely prevent him from doing so. He kind of does a split almost, right? But you got two little ball joints in there. You got your thigh swivel, double knees right there, and I mean, that actually goes back pretty far, which is nice. He has these cool clawed toes on his feet. Foot movement's pretty good. Yeah, you got your swivel, goes back and forth. It moves like you should. So I mean, exactly how you think it moves, that's how he moves. Pretty much like all the other standard modern 1/12 scale figures. So as for what he comes with, first let's start off with this badass sword, and the paint deco on this is great. The paint deco on him in general is pretty good. It's pretty straightforward, but you know what? I like that in terms of less is more, and then the areas that need it more have it. Like the face, not a lot on the face, but the areas that do need it have it. Like the eyes look great. Even the slight two tones of the hair. It's just done well. The body itself, there's no variation on the fur right here, but I don't really think I need it. The paint apps are, again, they're simple enough, but they work well. All right. So back to that sword, right? Let's check this bad boy out again. So you get this cool metal look. You get this blue jewel right there, and you got some darker coloring right on the handle. He also comes with this pretty cool shield. It's gold and like a dark brown. And it comes with this bag of stuff. In the bag of stuff, we have our handle for the shield. So it goes on either side. So if you want him to be either a righty or lefty, because, you know, we don't discriminate against lefties and righties and all that stuff, you could choose the side you want that on. He's got some different hands. So he's got this really cool, almost like, I was going to say like animal hands, but they are animal hands kind of, right? So you got these cool gripping, really cool detailed animal hands. He's got these aggressive punching hands because, you know, you don't want to be beat up by this dude. I wouldn't want to, right? And then you got whatever this is. I'm not really sure. Some kind of, maybe a replacement peg of some sort. It's possible that something here possibly breaks enough where they wanted to include an extra pin, but that's in there. I'm not really sure. Then he comes to this really pretty sturdy looking knife. I mean, it's or a dagger, I should say, right? That's more of a dagger. I don't really know the difference, but here we go. Looks cool. But either way, this guy's going to do some damage. And if you had those other claws on him, this guy doesn't even need a weapon. He is a weapon. He's ready to mess some stuff up. All right, so what would we be comparing this guy to? So right off the gate, you can just see how big it is next to like a Star Wars Black Series figure, which again are a lot smaller than most other, 1/12 scale figures. But even this, and being that it's just some kind of like, humanoid creature, I don't think it's that outlandish to have this size figure next to this size figure. So if you're into that, and maybe this is a realm of, like medieval creatures in your Star Wars thing, I think it actually kind of works pretty well. Let's see how it looks to Big Ugly. So we got Big Ugly here. And again, I don't know how well these figures work with the G.I. Joe Classified, but, if you're doing some kind of, customs, things like that, and you want to put this guy's ugly face on this creature, I guess you could probably do that. Maybe paint him to look like a member of KISS or something. So let's put him up next to Mythic Legions, because you're probably going to be scaling it mostly to something like this. Mythic Legions are a little bigger than your traditional, 1/12 figures anyway. So this works actually pretty well. So if you're going to have him battle against some orcs or some knights and things like that, it does scale well. So he's beefy, he's big, he's ready to take on some elves and all that sorts of stuff. Stop it. There we go. So yeah, looking all badass right there, right? So the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, this is the Primal Series. So this is the 6-inch scale line, not to be confused with their smaller ones, right? So if you want these ones, this is the Primal Series. This is Atreui, not to be confused with the Atreui from the Never-Ending Story. So if you want to get a little funny, you can make him sync with a horse and make everyone sad, right? Atreui. Anyway, yeah, pick him up. You can probably find this guy online right now for the time being. I don't know how long they're going to have this, their runs in production against smaller companies. I would just act on them while you can get them and then worry about that later, right? So pick him up. He's awesome. Pick up the other ones. They have all sorts of little critters and gorillas and all that stuff. And if you're into that stuff and you're into the Battle Beast way back when, these guys are definitely worth picking up. Plus, little side bonus here. If you're into that, the new Kickstarter that had launched and successfully funded the Savage Crucible line, looks like they would pair well with these as well. So that's good to know that too, because if this guy pairs well with the Mythic Legions, he will probably pair well with the Savage Crucible, and then you'll already be started on your critters and your Beast Warriors and all that fun stuff. All right, enjoy. But wait, there's more. It's a bonus. Check this out. If you take off his hand, you could actually take off his gauntlet here. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Maybe want to switch it with another one, but that's super cool. And it looks like you could probably do the same thing with his leg armor as well. Anyway, there it is. It belongs in a museum.